why moral was born in the ancient Greek society? This is a really important question because if we consider why moral was developed in the ancient Greek society, what is the question? Why moral? Moral is in relation with philosophy. In fact, moral is a part of philosophy. Moral philosophy is the question of about the human fact in relation with his decisions. I, for example, apply some behavior in relation with economy, but in another point of view, I have to consider also a moral question, because what is economy have to in relation with the moral question. In fact, yeah, I can create a behavior in relation between ends and a methodology to arrive to these ends. This is really important. But without a moral sense, we don't understand why, and in particular, how I have to consider this relationship. In fact, yeah, the economy is important, but there is also a specific type of cause of morality, cause that create this connection between moral and human being. And there are always the consequence in relation with my economy act. Always. In fact, Plato, considering this type, this point of view, asserts that it is really important try to create a connection between politics, economy, and moral. In particular, the resources and the scarcity. Who is that have to explain what we have to do with the polis, with the city-state, with the economy of the city-state? For example, when Pericles asserted that people have to stay into Athens in the War of the Peloponnesian, this is an economy act. In fact, in the political way, he asserted a specific type of behavior. Pericles asserted, you have to stay into the polis. But as a consequence, the producers, the workers, had to stay into the polis, and the produced was limited. This is really important, and Aristophanes, for example, criticized this type of situation, criticized indirectly Pericles, and also then Cleones, because according to Aristophanes, the economy was limited, and also we cannot have the capacity to create a good forecast for the future, or a perfect forecast for the future. In fact, the pandemic, after the decision of Pericles, arrived and caused some effects that Pericles didn't think. This is really important. In fact, for example, the pandemic caused a lot of death. Okay, people in Athens died a lot, and in the Athens there are a lot of people because Pericles asserted that a lot of people had to stay into the polis, for example, workers and the others. And Aristophanes indirectly criticized this type of point of view, in particular because indirectly Aristophanes asserted that probably some people in Athens, probably also Pericles, wanted the war against Sparta. Yeah, Sparta wanted the war probably against the Athenian people. This is the point of view of Thucydides. But Aristophanes said that Pericles consider important this declaration of war and answer, okay, we can do a war against you Spartans, and this is the war. And the consequence of this war, the economic consequence in relation with the politics, in relation with the political decision that Pericles made. This is really important. And what is the moral? What is the philosophy of moral in the 4th century BC, but as a cause of the 5th century BC? Plato and his dialogues are a methodology of philosophy that probably wanted to criticize the politics of Athens. Instead, it is obvious. Obviously, Plato wanted to criticize the politics of Athens. In particular, the degeneration of democracy that, according to Plato, was caused from Pericles and his politics. Yeah, Pericles, when Plato was a philosopher, was young, was already died. But it is also important to consider that Pericles caused some type of thought in Athens in that period. And the decision of Pericles created some effects. If we consider the main point of view of Aristophanes, the criticized of this type of political consideration of Pericles about the war, and Thucydides, that supported Pericles, but at the same time considered the political way of the war, we can consider the main point of Plato in relation with these 2 points of view. In fact, in one hand, Plato criticized the political way of Athens, in particular indirectly Pericles, and is taught about the war. But also the classes in Athens that someone wanted to create a specific type of power and to give this power to the Spartans. The others wanted to maintain the democracy. And in this period in Athens, in the 5th century, at the end of the 5th century BC, there was probably a sort of civil war, but with the debate, with a calculus of consent that Pericles considered when he lived, but another type of calculus of consent after the death of Pericles, with in particular the question, what we have to do. What do we have to do? This is really important, because with this question, Plato considered his dialogues and developed a specific type of point of view of the politics, and therefore a critic, a consideration about Pericles and also the politics of Athens. It is really important, for example, that Plato criticized the sophists, but also the false philosopher, and also that philosophers that won't use his thought to create a rhetorical fact where people don't consider no more the facts, the real situation, but the opinions on the facts, where the facts with this type of point of view are no more important. And this is the most consideration of Plato. This is, according to Plato, a dangerous thing, because according to Plato, we have to consider the facts on the opinions. The opinions have to in relation with the facts, not the contrary. Bye.